Today I'm going to go over some tips and tricks for rolling a really smooth finish. So when you are painting a large flat surface, a roller is a really quick and easy way to paint. So what you want to do is start with a microfiber roller, something that is as lint-free as possible. A neat little painter's trick I have is you actually take a lint roller or some sticky tape and just put the tape against the roller, pull off any of the excess lint that comes off. That'll keep any fuzzies from being left behind in your paint. Then you're ready to dip your roller into your paint. Now, I like to get all the roller covered, but see these tracks right here? This is the trick, to actually drag your roller over these tracks. It lets off some of the paint and spreads the paint evenly among your roller, or around your roller. So then you are ready to paint. You can see how much paint I've got in here. It's saturated, but it's not dripping. And you're just going to roll with a light pressure. And if you have enough paint on the roller, you won't have any trouble getting good paint coverage. Now, if you use too much pressure, this is what happens. We get inconsistent rolling. Some of it is dragged along, so that is where you really want to nail down a light touch pressure. As long as your roller is loaded well and not too much, you should have a nice light pressure. And when you start to see that it's not getting good coverage anymore with that light pressure, don't push harder, go back and get more paint, fill up your roller, drag it across the tray, and go back to your piece. I always like to overlap when I roll. Obviously, overlapping the lines that you roll, I like to roll with the grain. And one other trick I have is that when you are done rolling, see, I've got this entire section done, I can move down and carry on over here. Now, a big habit that most people have is to go back and touch up areas where they started before that area is dry. But what happens, and I will show you once I get past this, get this full coverage here. So one no-no that trips a lot of people up is that now that I've got my whole surface painted, if I see a spot, let's say right here, you can sort of see it's a little bit thinner there. Tendency is to go back over this, but watch what happens. This paint was the first paint I put on. It's already, as you can see here, just based on the light reflection, has started to dry. So if I go back and try and touch this up, I'm actually re-wetting that area and stippling, making stippling happening basically on my paint that has started to dry. And that's often how you get a lot of texture, which is what most painters don't want. You can see already the difference because I've gone over it when it was starting to dry. I've actually made it tacky. So a lot of people tend to overwork the paint. That's called overworking the paint. You've already done the one coat, leave it, let it dry, and then do a smooth, even second coat. Don't try and go back and touch up a place that has started to dry, or else that's where you get all that stippling and those funny marks and the drying looks funny. So that's some of my roller tips. Hopefully that helps you guys with your painting projects, and have a great weekend.